In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss how to input a company expense into Expensify. So the first thing we need to do is open Expensify. As you can see here, once you open Expensify, you're immediately brought to the My Expenses page. There's a couple options at the top of the screen. There's a plus sign, and then there's these three dashes. The three dashes will bring you to the other parts of Expensify. In this part, we're just going to deal with expenses, so we can stay there. We want to add an expense, so we're going to hit the plus button. In this case, we're talking about a company expense, so it's not distance in this case. So we're sticking with the top part, and we're going to manually create this one. When we hit manually create, we're brought to a new screen, and here we have the option of filling everything out or getting getting a receipt. As you know, we need a receipt for all of our expenses. So I'm going to hit the little plus sign here, and what it does is it brings up the camera. I'm already took a picture of my receipt, which I find here in my camera photos, and I bring that up. So there we go. The merchant in this case is the City of Oakland. It's today's date, so I don't need to change that. It was for $1.50. It's a company expense, so I actually don't need to change that here. Keep that as a company expense. Comment, this is parking expense. Now you're not done. More options. You want to be sure to click that. Once you do that, you have a few more things that you can fill out. In this case, property name is To Be Living because it is a company expense. Attendees and report, you don't need to worry about that. This is a billable expense. I used my corporate credit card for this expense. If I had used my personal credit card, it would then be a reimbursable expense. But I didn't. I used my corporate credit card, which is really the one you should always be using. So we're all done here. I've got my receipt, I've got my merchant, date, the amount, it's a company expense, comment I filled out, property name is To Be Living, and finally it's billable. I'm ready to save. I click that, and then you see at the bottom of the screen it says expense created, and there you go. You see it right there. I actually had created one from earlier, so I'm going to delete this one, and I have the one right there, City of Oakland, $1.50.